pati ang cellphone.
Dito na. Oo. Oh, yes, sir. Sir, by the way,
Kilig.
together with my group, this is for our subject work on macroeconomics and for street courts. We have some food questions for you, sir. Can you please tell us first the background?
Okay, my name is PJ Sumangko. I am the proprietor of Genesis Enterprises. Currently, I'm also working as the hospital administrator at the School of Hospital. And I have already an experience with comes to running businesses for almost 8 years. And my expertise is on marketing and business operations.
So, can you provide an overview of your trading business?
Okay, so Genesis Enterprises is focused mainly on printing shirts and also printing media like print brochures for businesses. But mainly our focus right now is the production of sublimation shirts. But also we have some areas of the business which focuses on installation of CCTVs. And most of our clients are private, but some of which are also engaged with government agencies, such as through public meeting.
So, sir, how do you identify and assess potential trading opportunities?
So when it comes to potential markets, what I do is we do market research first. We look at opportunities in a certain sector. For example, in our business it focuses on printing shirts. Some of our clients are government agencies that require them to wear uniforms, or schools also who were also required to um, wear certain shirts that for celebrations of their events. So we see those as an opportunity for us to come in. But we focus mostly on um, identifying markets which are not yet being addressed by some of our competitors. So we focus on that because we see it as our competitive advantage.
Sir, what method do you employ to effectively manage risk in your trading activity?
Manage
Risk. Risks. Like risks.
risks.
Yes.
Um, when it comes to our business, risks when it comes to um, maintaining storage of our materials is not that quite high compared to businesses which manages perishables such as restaurants, because we talk about raw materials, most of them will get spoiled in goes beyond expiry date. But in our business, the risk is a bit low, but most of the risk in this business is on um, creating assets as producing something that is not within the specifications of the customer. For example, um, some of our clients are you get used to of when you say small, the size is small, and some other businesses, for example, the width of the shirt is around 22 inches. But when other businesses have the size of 20 inches for small, so the problem right there is they thought that the size of other businesses when it comes to small size is same with us. Um, that's when the risk comes in, because we produce the shirts, then when we give it to our clients, they will return it because it's not the size that they're expecting. So that's mostly the risk that I'm handling. So what we are doing right now, in order to manage that throughout the years, because we also experienced that na the clients will return the shirt. So what we did was to standardize. Before we're going to produce the shirt, we will let our clients wear the shirt first. So we have our sizers. You can see there, we have our sizers for our clients to fit and identify their size before we print it.
Trends and make informed trading decision.
Teka, David.
Okay, market trends. I usually uh, get myself acquainted with the latest trends through browsing the social media. You can see a lot of um, new trends online when you see these influencers promoting a certain shirt. Okay, and um, actually when the business was, I guess, around 3 years, um, I thought of starting a clothing um, clothing line. Um, it was mostly shirts with quoting quotes, like funny quotes. But I think we just produced about 50 shirts at that time, and we tried to sell it. The problem was um, the the trend was just for me, but the trend was not really a demand from the market. So what happened with the shirts that we produced was not sold. So what I did was right now we look at new trends, we look at new designs. That's why in our business, if the client will come in and they will ask us for any designs, what we do actually was to browse the internet immediately and show them designs which are already made by other um, printers also. And through that, we will be able to produce shirts that are updated and at par with the latest trend.
So what strategy do you use to stay updated with market news and development?
Market news and development. So one good example of that, when I started the business, when we print shirts, the problem is I can show you an example. If you're familiar with screen printing, when you print shirts wherein you're going to use textile ink, um, I started with that. Actually, I had a training in Manila just to be able to understand the process of making that, of the making shirts using that style. But right now, what's the latest of development with the type of printing is what we call as DTF or direct to film printing. So what's happening right now is we can already print and press it directly to the shirt without first of all, to give you an idea, imagine printing a full colored shirt. For the photographic image to um, transfer to the shirt, you need to have at least five different colors. So it will be white. White will be the base because you can, for example, the shirt is color green. You can just um, put immediately colors on a green shirt because you need to have a white base for your colors to be accurate. So you start with um, white, then just like an ink in your printer, you need cyan, magenta, uh, yellow, and black. Imagine for you to be able to complete the design of one shirt, you need to um, paint it for paint it at least 5 times. And the problem with that is if there is a problem with the image, sometimes the design is not accurate anymore. The latest technology which is direct to film or DPF, just you can just print it. There's a machine, actually it's in our old shop.
So you just need to put the design full color. After that, you press it, then you get the design that you need. If you are going to um, place it side by side, two images, you really say that the PF print is better. It's better. So how did I know about it? So it's your question. Um, I just browse the internet and see trends. And usually our um, suppliers are also telling us that there is a new technology, there's a new way of doing things. And yeah, it helped me uh, develop new techniques, methods in relation to printing machines.
So, how do you handle challenges or setbacks in your trading business?
Okay, handle setbacks. Setbacks in general, one very good example, just recently we had a problem when one of our um, tailor, the one who sews our shirt, um, filed a maternity leave. So we had a hard time looking for somebody who's going to take over, who's going to sew our shirts. So what we did is we looked for an alternative. But the problem is the production of the new employees are not the same with um, compared to the previous tailor. So what we did when it comes to that no is siguro the lesson that I have learned from that is when problems come into the business, you need to identify first the root cause of the problem because sometimes we pop up immediately with a lot of solutions and sometimes these solutions will just prolong or make things complicated. So what we did right now is if we look back in our production area, our machines, we just that's the reason why our interview was delayed because we need to deliver the machines to their house because they told us that they're willing to do the production at their home. So I'm very glad that they uh, accepted that option. So um, that's the another that's the lesson that I have learned from that. That we need to somehow identify the root cause and determine strategies in order to address these problems that we have identified. And siguro, solutions to issues in the business also consider should also consider the should say appropriateness of the action. For example, um, if the some decisions will be costly for the business, some decisions will yield the same results, but the other option is a bit costlier than the other. So in a business, we need money to operate. So we need to get the best decision at the lower cost to create a better um, siguro to create better solutions for our issues that we have.
So do you promote your product or business online?
Yes, we do. Marketing, the business is very important. Especially our business um, is not a, I should say, ano, hindi siya um, basic commodity like the rice or fish, and which and everybody needs to buy it every single day. So this is just occasional. If there is an event, there is a basketball tournament where people will need to have a uniform, it's the right time that they're going um, to ask for our service to produce their shirts. So yes, we do our marketing. One of which is we have our Facebook page. So if you can like our page, Genesis Enterprises, you can like it. You can see some of our products there and our previous projects. And also, we also do marketing through referrals. We do marketing by visiting, um, for example, schools. There is an administrator at the school. We go to them and we market to them our products and services. And also, one option also that we do our marketing is, I think 2 years ago, for the, I think during the pandemic, we utilized the radio. Because radio at the time was very powerful because people stay at home. So I asked the help from truck radios. I paid them for my um, ads. So you play it to market our products and services.
Which tools or technologies we utilize to streamline your trading operation?
Okay, most of our, for when it comes to designing our products, we use Photoshop, we use Canva, and one of the latest, I should say, technologies that is being came up during the pandemic that's very helpful to businesses is Google Sheets, wherein we can, Google Sheets is the online version of Excel. What I did was I made a business system online using Google Sheets, wherein when our cashier inputs the daily sales, the daily expenses, I can monitor it wherever I go in real time once they input that. And another thing is streamlining. We also we also use this communication platform like Messenger. It's also very important because our clients will contact us through Messenger, through emails, and our the designs are being shown to them, being sent to them through Messenger. Sometimes email also when it comes to government agencies because they would like to inform.
Sir, what makes your product unique from others?
Yeah, that's a good question. What makes our product different from I think we are positioning right now. I think you're asking about the brand position. We are positioning our business right now to be the most affordable. For you to know, we are the first. I should say, it's safe to say. I'm very proud to say that we are the first sublimation business here. I think that is our one. The brand is the prime mover advantage. Because of that, because we are the ones who started it all, we were able to have the return on investment the earliest time possible. So whenever our competitors will try to go down with their prices, we can really catch up. Actually, this just I think last February, we posted on our page that we are having a sale, and actually, what we're trying to do is we are positioning ourselves to be the most affordable of all the sublimation printing here in this league. So whenever I hear na this competitor is giving this certain price to clients, we match it. For example, the client is giving offering 400 pesos for a sublimation shirt. I immediately price my products as 395. So we do a price match for for us to be able to maintain our position as the most affordable sublimation printing business in Mexico.
So we all know that this kind of business, there are competition, and there are many competitors. So how would you deal with them? How would you deal with your competitors?
We started our business maintaining good relationship with competitors because I would like it. Um, it will is going to be a healthy competition. There are times some of our competitors will run low because um, they lack supplies. There are also times that we also run to our competitors because we lack supplies. So that is something that I would like to maintain a healthy relationship with competitors. Although there are some other competitors that um, uh, say something negative about business that they would like to maintain their position. But I guess when it comes to competition, I would like it na the competition will be maintained wherein we maintain respect when it comes to our business operations. I think it's a bit it's part of business ethics wherein you must maintain relationship. Although competition is really hard here in Bistig right now, I think just this year there are I guess 2 or 3 new sublimation businesses that open here in Bistig, and the prices are diving very fast, very low. So when I see them, some of them um, I meet them sometimes along the way, and I can see that they are smiling at me, and somehow I think in this perspective, it's they say that um, what's the right term? It's copying or imitation is the highest form of flattery. So if I say that they're trying to copy our business, so I feel flattered. They are trying to admire us at that point they copy our business. But what's important is we maintain our competitive advantage.
I think hearing those words from you is amazing. It is exciting to have to create our own business someday, regardless of how risky it is. So, sir, um, what advice would you offer to individuals interested in pursuing their career in trading?
Okay? Do not start a business without a demand. It's very good. Um, the key problem why businesses fail in the early years is because they thought that starting a business is based on passion. I feel that this is my passion. I would like to make it a business. I love to cook. I would like to make a business out of cooking. You see here in Bislig, there are already a lot of restaurants.
Yes.
How can you compete? So it should start with demand and make it sure that you know how you position yourself in the market. So, for example, you look, why do some of the products monopolize themselves? For example, smart communications and Globe and Dayton. They are just, I think smart is I think they take 80% of the market when it comes to telecommunications. It's no problem when it comes to investing. It's because they know their market. They have that demand. All of us need this communication, right? They can't live without internet anymore or load from our phones. So they know that there is a demand for their product. Because a product without the demand is just a the business is going the business didn't fail. Because if nobody needs your product anymore, you cannot create business because business is based on demand. That's why you must study first if there is a need for your services. So Filipinos are very used to saying na ay gusto lagi karon mag sige karon mag-open of kanang coffee business like 39 pesos. I have seen one in I think it's near in Nemso, right? It's already 38 pesos. It's from 39, yeah, it's 38, right? Because they say, I just copy. Although that is just based, there's also there's also a good um, premise because we can see also a good um, idea out of that. You know why? Maybe because these people see demand. They see demand of the product that costs 9.39 pesos. But if you look at it, it's already saturated. The market is already saturated. How much are you going to? How much are you planning to profit? 39 pesos, 38 pesos. How much is the cost of production in pesos? So it's marketing. So more or less, profit margin is 100%, right? It's 38. Margin 100%. It's good, but if you will open also. All of us are going to open coffee shop, right? At the price of from 38, 37, 36, 35, and all until it will reach 5 pesos. It's not a good business anymore. So make it sure that you start a business. Keep the demand list. So that is the reason why you need to come.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that would be all. Thank you for your advice and I think we learned from you. Thank you for entertaining us today, for making successful as you're the center of our interview. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. It's a pleasure.